Take a look at the table 3.9 here, where we're talking about using the dominance of connectives. And on page 23, we talked about which connective was the most dominant, which is the biconditional, and the one that's least dominant is the negation. So, given a few examples of how to identify which connective is the most dominant given that particular statement. So, for the first example, we have if P then Q and not R. Well, the most dominant connective highlighted in red is the conditional statement. So then what we can do is group together. It says statements meaning clarified with grouping symbols. So we would use the conditional statement first. Okay, so read through the other sample examples in table 3.9 to identify the dominance of each connective, or the connectives given each statement. Example 8, it says write each compound statement below in symbolic form. Part A, it says if there is too much homework or a teacher's boring, then I do not take that class. Example B, there is too much homework, or if a teacher is boring, then I do not take that class. So first things first, we're going to identify each statement with a variable. So we're going to start with P. P represents there is too much homework. Q, statement Q represents a teacher is boring. And statement R represents I take the class or that class. So let's look at example 8. It says, if there is too much homework or a teacher is boring, then, well, we have if and then. So we know we're going to use the connective, the conditional statement. Okay? So if there is too much homework, or, we're going to use our symbol for or, our disjunction. A teacher is boring. So we have P or Q. That's your if then. So this goes together. We're going to place parentheses around that statement. Then here's our conditional symbol. It says I do not take that class. Do not. So we're going to negate R. So we have our tilde symbol in R. Example B, there is too much homework, or if a teacher is boring, then I do not take that class. So we have if and then after the word or. So we start off there is too much homework, we call that P, or then it says if a teacher is boring, then, so that goes together. If a teacher is boring, we call that Q. Then I do not take that class. So we say not R. We're negating R. R being we already set up originally, I take that class. So here is our symbols that represent each compound statement.